Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miri. I'm so happy you're here. Today we're talking about my top crystals for anxiety and stress. Let's get into it. I'm leaving a little disclaimer here in the beginning. This is by no means medical advice. Please, if you suffer from severe anxiety and depression, please seek medical help. I am certified. I'm a certified crystal practitioner, but these are just my own crystal recommendations that have worked for me, helped me, and I'm just here to share in case you want to try something new and want to get a little insight behind the crystals. I have my own personal history with anxiety, stress, and also panic attacks. And as I said, this is just something that helped me, but if you do suffer from severe anxiety, depression, panic attacks, please seek medical help. There is no shame in that. The first one I want to talk about is a crystal that actually brought me into crystals. As I mentioned in the intro, I am a certified crystal practitioner, but before all of that, you have a feeling while you're drawn to certain crystals. And for me, it kind of started when I was a very anxious child, when I was having exams in school, for example. I would just totally be drawn in. I wouldn't talk to anybody. I was just in my head so much. And over the years, that manifested in like panic attacks and having anxiety. And I was doing some research and I just wanted to see if there's like a more natural way to approach this that could just possibly help me. And on my research, I found out about a crystal called lepidolite. And lepidolite is super interesting because it contains lithium. And lithium is used in a lot of anti-anxiety and depression medicine. So my curiosity was piqued and I'm like, if that crystal has almost like the same ingredient as the medicine, let's just try it. And so I went out and I bought myself a lepidolite. I will put a picture on the screen so you can see it. But for me, that has like made such a big difference. And I say this in my other crystal videos as well. Sometimes it's just a specific crystal that you're drawn to and you don't know what it can do for you. But for me, it was nothing like I would touch it and then my anxiety is gone. I wish that would happen like that, right? But more of like an anchor. I was thinking of it like an anchor and thinking, okay, if I have it with me and I can touch it, and in my mind I would program it to release my fears and anxiety and telling myself I was safe. Whenever I had it in my pocket and I was touching it, I would feel a little bit more grounded. So if this is something you struggle with, lepidolite can be really, really helpful for that. And as I said, it's good for releasing negative thoughts, overthinking mind, just being more grounded, releasing stress. And yeah, I would highly recommend it. It's also a very pretty one to look at. And yeah, that is lepidolite. The next one on my list is quite the obvious choice. I think everybody has heard of amethyst. And amethyst is a great releaser of negative thoughts. It's a very calming stone, very peaceful. I would recommend if you have one or if you want to get one. They're not super expensive, they're really affordable, and I usually have one in my bedroom. It helps also with like sleeping and having like peaceful sleep. If you suffer from insomnia, for example, that could be helpful as well. But amethyst is also like a really calming stone. I think that's like the best way to describe it. It just calms you down, brings you down, and just reminds you of being present in a way. And yeah, I would highly recommend amethyst. I think it's like one of the most basic ones besides probably rose quartz that everybody knows about, but don't underestimate amethyst. It can really do a lot for you. I have talked about this crystal in another crystal recommendation video actually, because it's one of my favorites. It is blue lace agate, and blue lace agate is also very calming, very peaceful. And lace agate also helps with speaking your truth, speaking what's on your mind. If that's something that you struggle with and maybe you have anxiety about speaking up, this is a really great one, and I think I mentioned it in the other video as well. Get it as a necklace. Jewelry is really helpful. Have it on skin-to-skin contact, and yeah, it just is an incredible stone. It's also very light blue with, sometimes it has like these little stripes or waves in it, and for me, I'm like really attracted to these light colored stones, maybe because I'm like so much in my head and like need this calming presence of the stone, but really is a great one to have as well. And another one that I previously mentioned on this channel is selenite. I think that's one of the must-haves that everybody should have at home. It's such a all-round awesome crystal. I don't know how else to describe it, but it is really, really good for releasing negative thoughts, getting a calm energy, being present in your body. It is also known as liquid light. You will see when you look at it, it actually looks like a light beam, and it is really, really amazing. On top of that, if you want to charge your crystals, you just need a piece of selenite and can place your other crystals around it, because selenite has the property of recharging your other crystals that you have. One crystal I want to mention as well that is also in my collection is Celestite. A lot like the other crystals I mentioned, it's for calming your mind, calming your overthinking mind, releasing anxiety, releasing stress, but also is a wonderful tool to help battle insomnia if that's something you struggle with. So I have mine in my bedroom, and I have a geode. I will put a picture on the screen in case you don't know what a geode is. But basically it has like this bedrock around it, and then inside is the crystal. And I guess with all these light blue colored crystals, you can see a theme here for sure that usually light blue colored crystals and purple ones are usually good for like calming your mind, calming your presence, being present, and just creating a peaceful environment. If you're now thinking, okay, Miri, you said all these things about these crystals that are great for releasing anxiety and stress, but what do I actually do with them? So there's multiple things. You can use them as jewelry, and either necklaces or bracelets, anklets, earrings, whatever you can think of. The other option would be to carry it around in a pouch. That's what I usually do. I never leave my house without having a little crystal pouch with me, and I'm just throwing in whatever I need or I think I need on that day. You can put it in your pocket. The best crystals for that one would be tumbled stones. They are just more smooth on the outside, so you don't have the sharp edges and you're not bound to either hurt yourself while carrying it around, and they're not breaking so easily. Obviously, if you're at home and you just want a peaceful and quiet, calming space, you can buy bigger statement pieces and put that in your apartment or house. And as I said, for example, amethyst, or technically everything I talked about today, they're great for the bedroom space, because I feel, for me at least, I tend to overthink most of the time right before going to bed. That's when you're calming down, and I don't know, for some reason my head is always in overdrive and like tries to think about all possible scenarios, what's going on in the next week, in the next couple of days, and it really makes a difference. So try it out if you haven't yet. Common theme that you might have noticed now through this whole video is that all of the crystals I mentioned are either light purple or light blue or blue, and that's just because the color can actually tell you a lot about the crystal. So if you're ever going to a crystal shop or you're checking online, maybe sometimes the color can indicate a lot for you, and blue is for calming presence and being present, releasing negativity, speaking your truth, all of that. Selenite is white compared to the other colors, but it's all like throat till crown chakra. So for example, blue lace agate and celestite is for throat, and amethyst is for the third eye chakra, and selenite would be for the crown chakra. So it's all like in this head space where I think most of the anxiety takes place in the first place, right? We usually start thinking about it and then we get into our spirals. That is it for today, short and sweet. If you want any more crystal recommendation videos to a specific topic, please let me know down below, or if you have any questions regarding crystals, I would love to answer them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe comment if you found this video helpful. It really helps a lot. I'm so thankful for all the feedback, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good day, sending you all so much love.